Yeah, it's all here already, especially in our north coast areas and the northern side of Puget Sound. We'll show you where the rain is heaviest right now, where we have the flood concerns. And of course, there's a pretty good breeze going on outside as well, especially around Everett. First, let's start here in Seattle, show you some of the breaks in the clouds and the breaks in the rain. Not as much going on here, thankfully. Right now, it's near 60 degrees. The wind is south at 15. Some gusts at times, though still as high as 30 miles an hour. Now we'll show you around the Arlington Airport, of course, north of Everett there. Not as much rain going on, but it is very windy. You can see it's sustained wind in Everett right now at 30 miles an hour. The rest of the area near 15 to 20. Check out the gusts. Everett gusting at 44, and much of the rest of the area 25 to 30 mile an hour gusts. We do have wind advisories out again around the Everett area and also including some of the inlets and islands for those strong winds and gusts to 45. That continues through 10 o'clock this morning. Notice we see gusts kind of back off through the afternoon, back off a little more tonight, and it won't be nearly as breezy as we look into tomorrow. 10 to 20 mile an hour gusts. The sustained winds even slower than that. Here's a look at the north coast where it's a continual rainfall going on right now, and that matches up with what we're seeing on the radar all across northern Puget Sound, up through Bellingham and Forks and the Strait of Juan de Fuca. It's a steady wave of rain. North of that line, Port Angeles, Forks, Bellingham, and the North Islands as well. Notice a break now from Everett south through Seattle and Tacoma. It's just lighter rain, but then you head back to the coast through the Olympic Peninsula, and you can see it's still raining pretty good. It's a lot of rain. A lot of moisture here as the atmospheric river continues to push the energy ashore, and the rain all the way from Westport through Everett through the afternoon. And then we'll see lighter areas of rain tonight. Not as much into tomorrow morning, and then things kind of back off even further tomorrow afternoon. So by far the next 6 to 8 hours will be the heaviest periods of rain, and then just kind of lighter nuisance isolated showers until Tuesday. And there's another wave moving in on into Tuesday morning and snow up into the mountains. So expect the wet weather to return Tuesday, although I think that'll be again focused along the coast and up in the elevation areas. Here's what's expected additionally through midday tomorrow. Most areas around a half an inch. Few spots could see 2/3 of an inch. We still have flood watches out due to the very saturated soils and some high rivers that could pop up into flood warning status. We have 6 right now, as you see here, those outlined in the darkest green, and flood advisories for several areas. They're in the lighter areas of green. A number of counties, half a dozen there, for lowland flooding concerns. Now, if you look at the flood stages, though, we're not bad yet. Most river flooding is minor or less. We don't have the oranges and reds to talk about, although with the heavy rain expected, Mount Vernon could see a moderate crest of 32 feet, and also same thing here around the Ferndale area. It's low now, but expected to pop up rather high into moderate flood range as we look on into tomorrow with the heavy rain expected. Landslides also a concern. You can see the landslide alerts that have been issued just because of the heavy rainfall and the concern of mudslides. Isolated showers on into your Monday, then that next wave of rain, which will be heaviest as the coast and mountains, moves in for Tuesday. It cools off as we look towards the rest of the week.